Okay, YouTube. I am 9 weeks postpartum, but I just started vlogging, so I wanted to go ahead and do a labor and delivery story because my labor and delivery was completely abnormal. When I was 31 weeks, I got diagnosed with preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure and protein in the urine, and I just kept having to go in and out of labor and delivery all the time because my blood pressure was terrible. I ended up on complete bed rest at 32 weeks, and I was in my bed for a month until I got to 36 weeks. And well, anyways, my mucus plug had came out or whatnot, and I called my mom because she doesn't live here, and she came down, and that night, I kept, about 11 o'clock at night, I was hurting really, really, really bad. And I just thought, well, it's just normal. Surely this isn't contractions. I was like, because after all the movies I've seen, I thought I'd be on the floor in pain. So I just stuck it out until about 4 in the morning, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't feeling good. I was sick. And so we went to the hospital, and I went to triage, and come to find out my blood pressure was 142/96, I believe, and I had an increase in protein in my urine, and I also had blood in my urine, and I was contracting about every 4 minutes. So, needless to say, they went ahead and admitted me, and I was supposed to get induced the next day anyways. Sorry. But they admitted me, and they went ahead and hooked me up to the Pitocin, and I was contracting every 1 minute, and at times I was contracting on top of each other, and I was making no progress. And by the end of the night, I was still 1 centimeter and 50% effaced. And then the next day, on the 3rd of September, kept on contracting and contracting and contracting, and I was just getting so tired. I finally decided to get the epidural, and so I got that. And then Emily, she moved around a lot, so they needed to put a monitor, the kind you screw into her little head. So that ended up breaking my water, and by 7 o'clock that night, I was still only at a 4 centimeters and still only 50% effaced. And so they decided to go ahead and give me a C-section because my blood pressure was also extremely high. When I went in for the C-section, my blood pressure was 200/158. And at first, when they did it, they pumped some more epidural in me or whatever, and the doctor pinched me on my stomach, and I could still feel it. So they gave me some other kind of medicine, and it numbed me up to my neck. So during the C-section, I couldn't feel my chest expanding, and so I hyperventilated thinking I wasn't breathing, and it ended up causing me to slow down my breathing extremely low, so they had to knock me out. But Emily, she was only supposed to weigh 5 pounds, according to the ultrasound, but she came out 7 pounds 3 ounces, which I'm kind of glad I had her early, because there's no telling how big she would have been in a month's time. Because my actual due date was September 27th, and I had her on the 3rd. With my C-section, I didn't get stitches or stapled. I got the glue. They glued me back together, which was pretty cool, so my scar won't be as bad. I had to be on oxygen for 2 days after that because my oxygen levels were in the 60 percentiles. And Emily, needless to say, Emily was doing better than her mom. But there's still some nights now that I get upset because I didn't get to have my daughter naturally the way I had wanted to. But I would do the same thing all over again to have her. She's beautiful, and I love her with all my heart. And I don't know how I've lived so long without her. Anyways, I was going to show you my stomach. I am 9 weeks postpartum. I left the hospital weighing 182 pounds, which I left weighing almost 20 pounds more than what I did when I went in. Because of my preeclampsia, I gained another 20 pounds of water retention before I left the hospital. And I am down to 140 now, so I'm yay, happy. But anyways, this is my stomach. 9 weeks postpartum, and that's my scar. That's okay. This is the side. Anyways, but yeah, that's my labor and delivery story, and I hope to get to know some of you guys. I've been watching a lot of you guys' vlogs during my pregnancy and after, and it's given me a lot of inspiration and stuff. And anyways, y'all have a good night, and here's my little girl. She's in her swing. She has acid reflux, so she sleeps in her swing. Anyways, good night.